Oh, we're on. We're on right now. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sportsbook. This is Loshak in the Bag Show for Friday morning, April 20th. We had some tech issues, so we're not using our usual setup, but we did find a way to MacGyver it. And so we're doing it by Google Hangout, and so the audio might be a little bit different. The video might be a little bit different. The content of the show, exactly the same. Jokes, analysis, and discussions back and forth with the chat. We do have the chat open here, Jimmy and I. Everything else is going to be the same, except possibly for some audio glitches, maybe. Possibly video glitches, maybe. You know, but great job to the tech team for MacGyvering this up to get the show running, despite the fact that our main tech hub had some problems today. And here we are, once again, doing the show for you. 9th show of the week, Jim.
9th show of the week, and baseball picks are going very well. I'm very excited. I have no idea what I'm at. I haven't looked at the email.
Yeah, so we're not going to put the records up on the screen right now, but Jim is creeping up. A unit here, 2 units there every day. You're up to about 7.5 units, Jim.
Oh, damn. I was hoping I was a little higher.
No. Really nice job, Jim. But hey, what's going on?
Try not to move too much the table.
Okay. We were told that we were moving the table, which shapes the camera that is filming us right now. Apologize for that. Thank you very much, Johan. Okay, and hopefully everything will be everything will be okay. We're looking for some comments coming in. Yellow Jesus says, hey, okay. Just retracted.
I made a terrible blunder yesterday. When Dan Kelly triples up on a bet, make at least one of those bets. He tripled up on the overs in Portland, New Orleans, and for some reason I was hesitant.
Really?
And what a terrible blunder. Anytime I see Dan triple up on anything, I'm going to at least make one of those bets.
Wow. See, now with me, it's the opposite. Anytime I triple up, you want to, maybe stay off of that one or fade it. Ray Dre says, new watcher in caps, greatest show ever. You make my gambling habit bearable. Glad I found you.
Shit.
SBR ownership, SBR hires up, SBR brass, media executives everywhere. Take note. Read my mustache. Read my lip, okay? Read the lip under my mustache. Greatest show ever. Take note. Take note. Thank you very much. Okay.
King Rail saying, sorry, Jimmy, for talking that off that over you. I was already there, so don't. And with our low bag team, we don't ever need to apologize to each other. King Rail, you've given me way more winners than losers.
Yes.
It's all about us hitting over 55%. We don't apologize when we miss. No apologizing. We're in this together, and I was already there, King. But thank you for saying that. But I was already there. I was questioning it so much. So, but respect and don't worry about it, man.
Yeah. Anyway, so shout out to Ray Dre 77 for that great comment. And yeah, I guess we can. A lot of comments coming in. Mally Mouse says St. Louis low hanging fruit. We'll get to all those games in a second. Randy Lockhart says it's Friday night. Kershaw Scherzer. I didn't look into that game too in depth as of right now, but it's certainly fascinating. Feels like a game I'm going to stay off of, Jim. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry, Roto Rooster says, new to this, are we gambling real money?
Some of us are, some of us aren't, but that's the whole point. I mean, the fun thing about what we do here is just looking at the market odds and trying to beat it, whether you're gambling real money or just on paper or whatever. It still can be fun, right, Jim?
Well, no. The reason why I can't sleep at night sometimes when I lose is because it's real money.
Dylan Sema says, what the fuck is wrong with the audio? Is there a problem, Dylan Sema? Once again, we're having to MacGyver something for this, for the tech, specs for this show. So we're doing it differently than how we normally do it. And it seems like most people feel like the audio, we're not really getting it. What?
Kate Pesky says, blink violently if you guys are being held captive. That's not wildly. That's very common.
Blink violently? No, that was about as violent as I could possibly could. Okay, Kate Paskey.
And then JK's asking, someone tell me what the fuck's going on with the KC Detroit pitching situation. I'm thankful that I didn't tweet it out because it would have been moot. They've switched. They've switched. Junis is now
Yeah.
On the late game, Hamill's now pitching the first game and throwing my initial plays and my initial capping out the window.
Which is totally par for the course. Which is totally par for the course for doubleheaders. I mean, I feel like if you went back and tracked it, the pitching changes in a doubleheader is probably like 40%. I mean, it's just like I come to expect it. Salty Dog 93, Loshak is hilarious. Yeah. Take note. People don't fucking give it. You know how hard it is to have integrity in this world, Jim? You know how hard it is to be a good person?
Scumbag.
I mean, it's just like people don't fucking realize it. People don't fucking realize it. All right,
Native Queen says, sounds like you're in a cave.
Okay. Yes. Well, that's just because it's because the mic is picking up the echoes, right? Because it's probably not a directional mic, but okay. All right, David Stewart. Well, hello guys, up close and personal today. All right, I'm just going to do a quick save here. We have 3 very interesting games in the NHL tonight, all huge home favorites. Right?
Yes.
Doesn't necessarily mean that they're bad bets. Even though it's been closer than expected, the Colorado-Nashville series, if you bet Nashville each game, you probably had a heart attack or two, but overall you're up a few dollars. And if you bet the Penguins each game, you're up. You know what I'm saying? So,
yes, I feel like the Penguins are another play here, regardless of Couturier's injury. I think the Penguins puck line are another play. The Wild and Jets and Avalanche Predators, I don't feel the same way.
Tilo says, just me, are you guys getting no audio and video too? Tilo, I think that, there are going to be some issues for today's show, but it seems like most people are okay, except for the say thing that the sound is like we're in a cave.
But we need Tilo to hear and see this, because we need your insights, Tilo. So,
and that fan says, audio and video are fine. Let's talk sports. And on that note, talk a little sports, Jimmy the Bag. We have MLB. Full, huge card. Once again, there was a pitching change in the 1 o'clock KC-Detroit game. Now it's Hamill against Fulmer. I did look at that one with Junis in there. I was thinking about Detroit's second half. I was thinking about the first half under, but now it's Hamill and Fulmer. Haven't even given that pitching matchup a thought, and I think I'm going to skip it.
Yeah, I mean, I have broken down Hamill as well because I broke down that second game. But my plays are out the window. I was going to take the Royals to stop their 8-game losing streak, and I was going to take the Tigers' first 5-team total under. I think Junis has value. Now, switching him with Hamill, I'm staying off this game for sure. Fulmer, what do you think Fulmer's going to be moving forward? I mean, we just saw him get lit up by the Indians. He was a stud. He's been a stud his whole career. Very short career, but he's been a stud. I don't know what to make of him.
Yeah, Fulmer is pretty up and down. Obviously he's the guy who is when you have him accurately pegged as in a down spot, he's going to get crushed, but he's also going to give you a lot of relatively decent starts here and there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I don't know. I was kind of surprised the way the Indians lit him up, and I need to watch him a little closer. High whip, higher ERA than normal, and then I don't trust Hamill, even though he's looked okay. 3.86 ERA, 1.41 whip through 16 and a third, 12 Ks, 5 walks. Already lost to the Tigers this year on April 2nd at Comerica. He's back at Comerica. He allowed 5 runs in 5 innings. He has a 6.32 ERA in 15 career appearances against the Tigers. I guess. What's the total? Because the wind is blowing out.
The total on what? On game 1.
Game 1. The total.
On game 1, the total is 8.5.
I'm just off it, man.
Okay, let's move on. Rest of the card is huge. Very interesting stuff here. Someone says that St. Louis is low-hanging fruit with Waka against Finnegan, and that might just be a fade of Cincinnati. Cincinnati, of course, might just be a low-hanging fruit fade until further notice. This could last until the All-Star break. Jim, what's your take on this game, if any?
I'm going to need more time with this game. Some of the late games I didn't break down as much as I would like to. Winds blowing in. Cardinals are hitting 187 through 134 at-bats versus lefties. So my initial feeling is actually sort of that the Reds have a shot here. I don't think Waka is an ace by any means. And but I mean, both teams are hitting poorly, but we know the Reds are hitting poorly. I was surprised to see the Cardinals were hitting 187, though just through 134 at-bats. Nostra Tony says Waka 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 way too chalky. My lean right now is the Reds here, and I think I might make that play, but I need more time on it.
Yeah, and I'll be leaning second half under at the 3.5 minus 120. Again, these are all 7 o'clock games. We will be doing the show again at 6 o'clock. Not sure whether we're going to be doing it the normal way or whether we'll have to do it this way. I have a feeling that we'll be able to solve the problems unless the hardware is actually malfunctioned or is actually
it's the camera, so I think we're in big trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's our big camera. So I expect Twatty's a little uncomfortable with us being so close.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is just the life is not perfect. Life is not fair, especially if you have character, especially if you're honest. So yeah, it's a tough situation, but we're gonna have a damn good show. Anyway, we haven't had any picks yet, though, Jimmy the Bag. Let's move on to some other games. Yeah, I mean, I have to look at this game. Yeah, I mean, God, and now I was thinking about taking St. Louis at like minus 180. Now it's minus 200. I mean,
under no circumstances. Yeah. I agree completely with Nostra. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Nostra and speaking of Twatty Latte, can we just straight up give Twatty Latte the Genius Award for saying that Tyon was going to get rocked? 0.86 ERA, 0.7 something WHIP, and Twatty Latte said he's going to get rocked, and he gets rocked immediately.
I thought that occurred to me about 10 times last night. Twatty Latte. And yesterday's show said, stay off Tyon. He's going to get touched. He's going to get rocked. He didn't even just say one of those like, well, there's not really any value there. He was like, Tyon's going to get hit. And he did. And Twatty Latte, we took note. You know what I'm saying, Jim?
Yes.
Twatty Latte, very, very freaking impressive. How did he know, actually? What were the factors? I mean, obviously he's on the road. As I said, in the game, I was like, we saw this with Weaver on the road get touched. And a lot of times those pitchers, when they slip up, they do tend to be on the road more often than not.
That's absolutely got to be part of it. And second is that these guys who are in those cities know their teams better than anybody, know their players better than anybody. Twatty lives in Pittsburgh. He knows his team inside and out. But that was just exceptional. That was
Walter Trotter III says, love you all, man. This show is my life.
Oh, Walter. God, I love Walter Trotter III.
I do too.
Walter Trotter III. What a guy.
Yes, I do too. Yes, I do too. All right. Let's terrible lineup for a Sandercock. Randy Lockhart, like St. Louis, over 8.5. I guess that's about it. Yeah, I'm just scanning for
Jalen Jones saying Fulmer will have a good game. To be honest with you, I think that maybe the Tigers are the play now that Hamels moved there and Fulmer coming off a bad start. I think he's right. Who's Jalen Jones? Jay Sandercock says Fulmer is the man. They love him. What would I get on the Tigers? Maybe I should completely switch.
What would you get on the Tigers?
Yeah.
Minus 123. Had it up at Bookmaker, but right now Pinnacle is minus 123. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a bad Orioles team. Gave up 31 runs to Toronto while getting swept in the 3-game series. Relievers are 0-5 with a 7.94 ERA. One player hitting over 271. Moustakas is playing great. Opponents have hit nearly twice as many home runs than them. I think this is the market is just making quick decisions on what the line should be. I think with Fulmer starting at home against Hamels, who's already being touched by this Tigers team, I think the Tigers are the play, and I'm making it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll give it to you, Jim. We'll give it to you. Tigers, game one, minus 123. Money line, minus 123. That's the current line at Pinnacle. And Bet Online, minus 123. Does appear to be headed up a little bit at Bookmaker.
And thank you, Jalen Jones. I don't remember him as a commenter. Jalen Jones, I believe you may have just put about minus 123, maybe about $170 in my pocket. So thank you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What else do we have here on today's card? Well, we got Gray against Estrada. Let's talk about that, Jim. Obviously, the Yankees, a juggernaut at home. They won the last game, didn't win the run line, and now they're a huge favorite here against Toronto. The Yankees should have the edge here. Not totally sure I want to take them at this line, Jim.
I do not trust Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray, and then we have a fly ball pitcher at Yankee Stadium with the wind blowing out strong to right field, 15 miles per hour. This is an over to me. I don't need to. Now, when I say that Estrada's a fly ball pitcher, he's been excellent, excellent versus the Yankees throughout his career. But another situation where he's dealing with back discomfort. It's been 9 days since he started. Yeah. He last faced the Yankees this year. He allowed 3 runs, 4 hits, 7 innings. He's 11-4 against the Yankees, or the Jays. Sorry, the Jays are 11-4 against the Yankees when Estrada starts. They're unbeaten in all 6 of his starts in New York since acquiring him in 2015. I did not know that until I researched this game. Gray's not look good. 13 innings, 6.92 ERA, 1.92 WHIP, 15 Ks, 7 walks. Since joining the Yankees, Gray's not completed 6 innings in 6 of 14 starts. Labored through 4 innings April 1st against Toronto. I like the over, and I'm on it, and I'd like it.
Really? Yeah, that's what I was thinking about as well. I was thinking about the first half over as well. Let me just find the total here. Toronto, New York. Wow. Toronto Yankees down to 8.5. Wow. It took a half-run dip. We can give you 9 plus 114 or 8.5 minus 110. Which one would you like, Jim? If you still want it.
I do want it. Sorry, over 8.5 minus 110.
No, sorry, 8.5 minus 115 or 9 plus 114.
Ooh. I'll still just take the 8.5.
Okay, Yanks over 8.5 minus 115. Over 8.5 minus 115. Jim's taking that one. All right, let's see some other games that are interesting here. Pitt against Philly. I was going to take Philly here. I took them at the early line. It was minus 107. I got them. They jumped up about a few cents. It feels to me like Pitt has overachieved. Right, both these starting pitchers. A little bit iffy. Nova might have a good game here. One way, or I think I like Philly's pen a little bit more as well. I think I like Philly's lineup a little bit more as well. And I'd probably even give a slight edge to a Lively over Nova.
I agree with all of that.
So add that all up. Would I take Philly at minus 140? I don't think so, but at just minus 111? Why not?
And where you're getting it at minus 111?
Well, it's only I bet it at 107. It's now 111 at Bookmaker, 113 at Pinnacle.
I agree with you completely and totally.
Okay.
I'm on it as well.
I'm going to take that one. Philly money line minus 111. You want that one also, Jim?
Yes, I do.
Philly money line minus 111. Philly money line minus 111. Okay, let's see. What else do we got going on here?
First off, T-Lo giving a shout out to Yellow Jesus. Yellow Jesus blessed our picks and blessed T-Lo's parlay.
Oh, very, very nice. Oh, Anthony L says you're right. So wait, Yellow Jesus best T-Lo's parlay and it cashed?
And it cashed, and he blessed all of our bets. And I had another winning day in baseball.
We did have a winning day. Jake Phelps says greatest show. Nails a 6-leg parlay yesterday. Keep it 100, fellas. Thank you so much, Jake Phelps. Yes, yes. Mally Mouse says Philly should go over today. Yellow Jesus says, I'm here to spread the blessings the betting God sent me here. Thank you so much. Yellow Jesus. Predictions guy says, Pete, is that your homeless shelter pick of MLB? I don't know. I think it's a solid play. I mean, Pittsburgh obviously, has the ability to win any game at any time. They have some nice bats in the lineup. I think they overachieved a little bit, right? Yes, I'm curious to see what Twadi has to say about all this, but I agree completely. It feels like they overachieved. They're hitting 256, 748 OPS. That number is coming down and down and down. Phillies are now hitting 229 with a 704 OPS. That number is going up. I think this is a nice spot for Lively. All right, I don't mean to. This is honest. This guy Robert Bertone is going to suffer in life. He seems like an honest guy. Robert Bertone says, I slammed Pirates yesterday. First 5 innings in full game. Big mistake. LOL. I hear you, Robert Bertone, and that's why this show is so great, because Swate Latte advised us off of taking a Tyone, and he lives in Pittsburgh. He follows the team, and I said, if Swate Latte has that strong of an opinion, I'm going to stay off it as well, and I did, and he was right. So I hear you. I would have been leaning that way as well, Robert Bertone, but you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. Okay. The chat, I am telling you, it's so hard to beat the books, but we have 400 cappers working together, and that's how we are going to do it. And look, Employed Millennial. Oh, Employed Millennial. This is one of my favorite shows on YouTube. Keep up the good work. Wow. One of my favorite shows on YouTube. Wow. That's unbelievable. Oh, man. Look at my man Sammy right below it. Yeah. Yes. One of my favorite, would you rather be a rich fucking scumbag, or would you rather be a guy who has one of the greatest shows on YouTube and people comment on it? I still don't know, Jim. It's up in the air. I'd rather be this in hopes that we can turn it into. But look at my man Sammy here, man. Sammy hit 4 parlays yesterday for plus 900 profit. Want to shout out Jimmy the Bag and Peter motherfucking Loshak. I appreciate all the insight and knowledge you fellas have definitely helped my cap. And Sammy Triesh. Shout out to Sammy Triesh. Shout out to Miss J. Says, there's my guys. Miss J. I love you, Miss J. Yeah, I love you too. Dan Kelly says, Pete, you listeners do not know who you were talking about when you say Twate Latte. Okay, say it after me. Aspire to elate. Yes, that's true. There's a lot of inside jokes in the show. We can't. We should have a website where all the inside jokes are explained. But yeah, Twate Latte is a commenter named Aspire to Elate, who makes a lot of jokes, but also has good handicapping insights and really, really impressed us all with talking us off of a Tyone yesterday. yesterday.
Yes.
All right.
Loshak says, I didn't even know what YouTube was before this show.
Mhm.
Native Queen says the show is the best kept secret on the web. We got to stop it from being a secret.
Yeah. I would still just rather be a fucking dishonest scumbag and be rich. But I am who I am, Jim. You got to be who you are in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, but I think us all working together, we're going to climb.
You think so?
Out of the treehouse.
You think so? Yeah. All right. So let's see. All right. Other comments coming in. Let's see. Other interesting shit here. Well, Minnesota, Tampa Bay. Chris Archer, obviously a live arm. I think before he retires, he's going to have a run of excellent starts, but he's not doing well now, Jim.
What do you do with Chris Archer?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got magic in that arm, but maybe he just tries to be perfect. I don't trust him. He just seems to get touched. It seems like if you faded Chris Archer every time he pitched, you'd be wealthier than you are now.
Yeah, it seems to me, and this is just I have no data backing this up. He seems to me he's the kind of guy, if he was traded to a team like the Yankees, where the offense gave him a lot of confidence, he'd be a lot better and a lot less risk averse.
That's interesting. Yeah, he wouldn't try to be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, when you're pitching for Tampa Bay, it's like it's kind of like if you give up 2 runs, you're probably going to lose. So it's probably subconscious, like, well, I gave up a couple runs, let's just throw them up again. Okay, wait. Oh, it's coming. Are you trying to tell something, Johan? No? Oh, okay, it's a new message from Johan. Okay, but okay. Again, we're having a new tech setup here. All right, let's talk about Seattle against Texas. Felix Hernandez against Minor, right? Both of these pitchers, sketchy. Even when Hernandez was on the top of his game, he often struggled against the Rangers and at Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's not someone to trust right now. Whether Mike Minor is
either.
Yeah.
Right.
Mariners are hitting lefties very hard.
Yeah.
257, 764 OPS, just threw 171 at bats. I feel like I need more time on this game. Wind is blowing in strong.
Yeah.
15 miles per hour.
Yeah. I was thinking about a shot with the second half under on this one, Jim. I was also thinking about a shot with Seattle one way or another. Maybe -1, maybe on the money line. Let me check the second half line here for Texas. Let me check the second half line here for Texas. 3.5 -120. Cutting a little close.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. We can come back to this, and of course we'll review all this at 6 o'clock, no matter what the tech setup is. Then what else do we have here? All right. Well, let's talk about it, Jimmy the Bag. You said from day one in the MLB season you were going to do an automatic alternative run line play on any underdog at Coors.
Yes.
And we have a game at Coors, which means that we do have an underdog. It is the Cubs, very small underdog. I can see that here. We have 2 starting pitchers who can be good, but of course Coors throws in volatility here. So either of these guys, I would not be surprised if they have a strong 6 or 7 inning start, or if they get touched up. So this game has high volatility written all over it. I think you might be doing the right thing here, taking the Cubs on the alternative run line, and I might join you on that one.
I love it. Noshka is very excited that he gets the Cubbies in this matchup. At first, it didn't look like it was going to happen. We weren't sure exactly what to do when it was even, but now that money's coming on the Rockies, we will take the Cubs -1.5 with confidence.
Okay. I'm going to check the alternative run line here at Pinnacle, but as we've seen, Bet365 tends to have much better lines on the alternative run line. So why don't you check Bet365? Almost can guarantee you that you'll get a better line in here than we'll be seeing here at Pinnacle. Let's see. Pinnacle is given right now +155.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
+180.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, man.
Wow. Cubs -1.5 +180.
Woo.
Wow. +180.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I was leaning that way as well. I like the Cubs. I don't really want to fade Gray. And I kind of like the Colorado bullpen, so I don't necessarily want to take the Cubs on the second half either necessarily. But I got to take the Cubs one way or another here. Let me just think a little bit. Let me think a little bit about what I want to do, and then we'll come back to it. Another game is interesting. I don't know if you looked at it. I looked at all the games up until the 10 o'clock games. I did not look at any of the 3 10 o'clock games. The 9:30 game, though, is San Diego and Arizona. One person in particular, a lot of people I feel like are high on Arizona in general this year. One person in particular went out on a limb and said, take Arizona at home in every game until the end of May. And, here they are going up against San Diego, a beatable team. They have a first-time starter, Koch here, who's starting, who was okay in the minors. Has had some experience in the majors and promoted a lot of weak contact. On the other side, Tyson Ross can be very hittable. And most of all, you're getting a very low line here for Arizona. I don't know why we wouldn't take Arizona once again.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more time. I need more time with this Matt David Koch. Just one quick thing. Tilo's asking, what's the count on your alternative run line at Coors Field? Nostra, I know you have that number. If you don't mind just sharing it with everybody. And then Sosana says, hidden gem should be noted. Rockies are 11-2 in their last 13 home games following a road trip of 7 or more days.
Rockies are 11-2. Okay,
11-2
really?
Following a road trip of over 7 days. Excellent stuff.
That is excellent, because you wonder what the impact is of a long road trip on coming back to Coors. Apparently, the Rockies do really well.
That's very interesting.
Yes.
Thank you, Susana. We must keep that close. It's up 3.60 units, the Coors Field fade so far this year. And I am also going to cap this game more. I know that we just do it blindly, but I'm going to cap this game more. Yes, I agree. I think the Tyson Ross is very hittable, and he's not the all-star pitcher he was on the Padres in I believe 2015. And but I'm going to need a little bit more time on this game. But the Diamondbacks do seem like possible low-hanging fruit.
I don't need any more time. I don't need any more time, Jim. I'm doing it. Arizona, I'm going to take a -1. The money line part is -119. The run line part is +171. The 171 is at Pinnacle. The 119 is, I believe, at the Greek. And I'm doing it. Arizona -1. I am a believer in Arizona. And once again, it's just obviously there's uncertainty here with the starter Koch, but it's a low line. You know what I'm saying? Getting a positive number here. All right, let's move on to another game. Houston White Sox still does not have any lines as of right now that I'm seeing, so we'll pass on that one. Miami Milwaukee. Nice call on Milwaukee yesterday, Jimmy.
Yeah,
nice call on Milwaukee.
Even though we didn't trust Chase Anderson that much, it just seemed like a real simple play.
Yeah, my play had nothing to do with Anderson. Actually, it was just a fade of Miami, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when people press us for our best picks, we tend to give the kind of no-brainer plays, and those are the plays that tend to have good value. And people pressed us yesterday on best MLB pick. What did we say? Milwaukee, right?
Yeah.
And now, once again, we have two vulnerable starting pitchers, right? Once again, I feel like there's a big edge to Milwaukee here in terms of the lineup. They're at home. It's a big line, but I'm going to think about this for about 15 more seconds, but I think I'm going to take Milwaukee here. What do you think, Jim?
Yeah, this is another game I'm going to need a little bit more time in. I really focused a lot this morning on the NHL and NBA. So as some of these baseball plays, I still got to do some work this afternoon. So I will be doing it. But I do like where you're at, and I'm happy to hear about it before I study it.
I'm going to take on Milwaukee -1. The money line part is -153 at Intertops. The run line part will be shopping +130 at Bookmaker and Heritage. All right, +130, and that will be a small favorite line here for Milwaukee. If Miami actually pulls out a win, which they could, they're a major league team, Jim. If they pull out a win, lose about 1.15 units or something like that. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, what else did we not get to? All right, I guess we didn't get to Mets Atlanta because I didn't bring it up because I'm scared of this game. I'm not going to touch it. What are you going to do, Jim? People have been saying that Syndergaard doesn't seem like the same pitcher. Those guys might be right, but his stats are fine.
I think Syndergaard was really. I think he knows that he doesn't need to be throwing 102 miles an hour in the first week or 2, 3, 4 of the season, and it got him hurt last year. I think that might be in his head a little bit, but clearly the Mets have a 592 OPS through 133 at-bats versus the lefties this season. This is a very dangerous spot. The Braves are in a pretty nice spot here, and they're hitting exceptionally well, 271, 787 OPS. This is another game. Rockstar says stay off Mets Atlanta. I'm going to be spending a little bit more time on this game. Great
comments coming in here. Pablo Pizarro says no volume. Pablo, there is volume. It's just we have this new setup for tech reasons. Let me see some other comments coming in. Kilda Jim says, I love the new format, guys. It reminds me of early cable TV public access. Yes, that was my real calling, Jim. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, God, Peter Loshak, who is he really inside? Who I am is an early cable TV public access host. That is my true nature. That is my true nature. Shout out to Kilton Jim. Absolutely. The key is we can make a good show no matter what the format is. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the format is, we can make a good show. And so I want every motherfucking person in the entire world to take note. 8 billion people. All 8 billion people of you guys take note. We make a good show in every fucking format.
Respect.
All right, let's see what else we have going here. Dom Ricci says, I've been watching the Brew, seen them live last weekend. They look like a team ready to break out. Zach Davis pitched a shot out a few days back. Yes, and even if they didn't necessarily look like a team looking to break out, Miami looks like a really no-brainer, fadeable team right now. They are nothing like, they're the real deal when it comes to not being good right now.
They are just a terrible baseball team, and we should take advantage of it. But we know when not to. So when the Yankees destroyed them, we didn't fade the Marlins the next day. They won 9-1. I think that we can't just blindly fade them. But yes, it makes sense.
Tomar says Chassin couldn't pitch in Hitters Parks last year. Absolutely true. I don't trust him here. Neither do I. I'd lean over. So would I. I was leaning over as well, and the first 5 innings over. I'm just taking Milwaukee here because you figure at some point, early, middle, or late, they're just going to build up a lead, and Miami's not going to be able to. Miami's not going to be able to slug back, But I would definitely be leaning over as well, and the first 5 innings over. And I was thinking about that, Jim. While I check the overs on that, and make a decision. Why don't you bring up something that you want to bring up, Jim? Unless we haven't.
No, I do. I'm on the over in Red Sox Athletics. These A's hit hard. It doesn't matter if it's a lefty or a righty. A's are hitting 273, 733 OPS through 176 at-bats versus lefties this season. We know the Red Sox are hitting very hard, 292, 859 OPS. The wind's blowing out over center at 12 miles per hour. I'm not going to try to, even though I might add on an A, maybe take a shot with the A's. But first and foremost, give me the over, and I might be taking these overs on all athletics games moving forward. Yeah, I was thinking kind of the same way, Jim. I didn't have a chance to look deep into this game, but I was kind of thinking the same way. Boston and Oakland over. Let me just find a line here. Hold on one second. Boston, Oakland over 9 plus 101. Okay, there you go. Oakland over 9 plus 101. I like that a lot. And I mentioned Nostra. I mentioned this too when I was talking about the futures on the A's. Nostra, and he's writing it here. He says, circle the A's on Saturday as well. They best Sale. They beat Sale, and that's going to be huge number. That's such. I mean, it's one thing when you pick a favorite to win and you're sure of it, but taking these dogs like that is just very, very exciting. Seriously says over Red Sox A's. Kilted Chip says A's over. Yes, yes, yes. Melee Payless Way says Bo Sox A's over. Low hanging. I was thinking that way as well. All right, I made a decision on this Miami-Milwaukee game. I will take to start the first 5 innings over, which will be 5 minus 105 at BetOnline and InterTops and a few other places. Thinking about adding on the full game over and thinking about adding on the Milwaukee team total over and maybe the first 5 innings team total over. I'm just thinking about it, Jim, because as we know, overall, my picks this year have been not that bad unless I triple up or quadruple up and then they've shit the bed. So I'm concerned, but it just feels like this does have overs written all over it. Feels like Milwaukee's in for a pretty good offensive day, and I'm just thinking about it. What's so funny, Jim? What's so funny? Sorry, Bill Butler said, "Love your Lionel Richie shirt." Yeah, no, Lionel Richie, man. Bill Butler. I'm never gonna wear a Lionel Richie shirt, Bill. You know, I'm assuming that Bill Butler is a millennial. He just kind of exposed himself there, so he doesn't necessarily know the difference. Yeah. He's just fucking with me. All right, so why don't you talk about something else in MLB while I look for other team totals here in the Milwaukee game? Well, what are we going to do with Max Scherzer versus Clayton Kershaw? Twatty was already teasing you on Twitter with just a personal chat because you do not think Max Scherzer is an ace yet? No, I think he's an ace. It's just there's certain situations where like I'm more likely to bet on Kluber than Scherzer. Situations where I'm talking about as like a huge road favorite, a first 5 innings team total under of 1 or 1.5, something like that. I'd still be considering it with Scherzer. I just feel like Kluber is more reliable, more studly, and that Scherzer is just more unreliable, more inconsistent, a little bit more than Kluber. Obviously, he's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Well, first off, the Nationals are hitting their 30th in Major League Baseball, hitting 189. With a 604, no, they're not 30th in OPS, they're like 29 through 28, but 189, 604 OPS versus lefties this year through 127 at-bats. I mean, that is just, that's shockingly low, and that makes me think that the Dodgers have a really nice advantage here, even though they're going up against Scherzer. Melee Payless Way coming in saying Dodgers 14-2 versus Nats when Kershaw starts. Also, sorry, I hate to go back on a game, but just to emphasize our over more, Kobe has the overs cashed in 8 of the last 10 Red Sox games. Overs cashed in 6 of the last 7 A's games. Wow. But yes, Yes, I really think that there's an advantage here. I just don't know what line. What are we getting right now on the Dodgers? -1.
I'm sorry. I'm checking run lines here. I mean, team totals here on the Dodgers tonight.
Yeah,
-138 would be the best line.
You know, I like that. I like that spot. What do you think?
I have not looked into that game yet, and I might not at all. I think I might just pass on that one. You know, a lot of times you have two stud pitchers like that going up against each other. They're interesting. They're fascinating to handicap, but a lot of times there's just too many unknowns. Let me see. Johan, I'm seeing low battery. Your Mac will soon sleep unless plugged into a power outlet.
I'll take care of that.
Okay,
Thank you.
You can take care of that. You can take care of that. Okay. If this stream shuts off immediately, it might be because our feed is shutting off.
Heritage is hanging at 5.5.
On the total.
A 5.5.
Not surprising. Not surprising. Okay. Your Mac will soon sleep unless plugged.
Don't worry, I know, Max. We have 2% more. 2% more, so we're fine.
Oh, we are?
Well, no, I mean, Johan's going to come back
and
fix it, but we're fine.
All right. Okay. Anyway, I am once again scanning for Milwaukee team totals here. The Milwaukee first 5 innings team total over is 2.5. The full game is 5. Feels like they're gonna hit Richards. And Chastain probably gets hit too. So I did take the first 5 innings over. All right, I'm going to wait on that one. I've taken Milwaukee -1. I've taken the first 5 innings over 5, -105. I would definitely be leaning Milwaukee full game team total, and I would definitely be leaning the full game over at 9 as well.
I hear you, and I'm going to hammer that game hard this afternoon. Barkerman, under 6-1 in Kershaw's last 7 home starts versus Nationals. Greg Schneider says take the over if it's 5.5. Take the over if it's 5.5. And Molly Mall says, what's the stat for Kershaw versus Scherzer score first inning?
We can check right now. Yes, in yesterday's show, people were talking about these first inning to score or not score, which is a very fun prop. And I believe that someone suggested that the yes on this one would be a good bet. Is that what
we talked about yesterday? Yeah. We were guessing what the line would be. Remember, we decided somewhere between 160 and 180. I predicted like 160, 180, 170. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to know it right now. Scherzer, Kershaw. 145. I thought it would be higher as well.
Yeah.
Dylan Jones with you. He's on Bruins run line.
Looks like it's fine. Yes, thank you so much, Johan. Johan with the plug. Johan with the plug. All right, over plus 144. Interesting. I wouldn't take it, but certainly interesting, Jim.
Yeah, 5.5 over. I mean, God damn, that feels like that should be used. I really think. The key to this game, I mean, obviously we have these 2 excellent pitchers, is the fact, and Twitey says just take the under and be done with it, but I think that the Nationals hitting 189 versus lefties, and now they have to face an extremely nasty lefty. I think they're in a tough spot. And if I'm going to get the Dodgers at -138, that's appealing to me. That's appealing to me. And I'm not going to just take it right now. I'm going to sit and think about that. But that's likely a move I'm going to make on the late show. Now, do you think that line will change if I wait?
Which one?
The Dodgers getting at -138.
The line on this game, I have no idea what's going to happen. My guess is it'll be like, a few cents one way or the other. My guess is going to be right. This line won't move significantly, and that it'll wind up going off right where it is right now. It's tough though. It has gotten bet up a little bit. It opened at -127 though.
Yeah. That's a nice line to get Kershaw against anybody. At home, Kershaw, are you kidding me? Rosa, our friend Rosa asking, what do we think about the Twinkies here? Let me get to that Twinkies game.
The Minnesota game. We talked about that. Chris Archer. We haven't given a play on that one yet, but I would definitely be leaning Minnesota here. And leading Minnesota second half as well. And actually, I think I will take that one, Jim. Thanks for reminding me. That's a play that I definitely wanted to give. Let me just find it. Minnesota second half. -119 at Bookmaker, and I'm going to take that one. Minnesota second half money line -119. That's another official play. All right, Jim. We do want to wrap this up relatively soon so we can get out to the very, very interesting playoff games for NBA and NHL.
Yes, and I also have to send in that bet. On that for the now that I'm on the Tigers in game 1. When does that go off? At 11:10 our time?
Yes. It goes off at 1:05 Eastern time, Jim.
Shit. Okay, I'm gonna send it in now. Do you mind?
Yeah, I'll take it. I can handle stuff. I can handle stuff for a few minutes here. First, let's review the picks, shall we? Jim is on the Cubs alternative run line -1.5 +180. That is at Bet365. Despite the fact that a commenter came in and told us, thank you so much for this comment, that when the Cubs are coming, when the Rockies are coming back home off of a long road trip, they tend to do very well at home. I think he said 11-2 or something like that, 7-2. So
yeah.
you know, this is not necessarily a great spot where you would look for the Cubs to win in general, but they are the underdog here. And Jim's going to take them -1.5 +180. He's also taking the Detroit money line in Game 1 -123. Yankees game over 8.5. Philly money line -111, and the Oakland game over 9. I have taken Philly money line -111, Arizona at home -1 despite Coke starting, Milwaukee -1, Miami Milwaukee first 5 innings over 5 -105, and Minnesota on the second half money line -119. Those are all the picks that we have given in MLB. Once again, we'll be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, and we'll review all the notable line moves from these games. We'll go over more handicapping analysis of these games, and we'll get some more interesting and illuminating and informative comments from the commenters of this show, and we might make some more picks, add some more picks onto our official record. You know, St. Louis, Cincinnati is a team that looks like a good fade in general, but I don't know if I'd want to take St. Louis at -200. That's looking like a little bit of a steep price there. Other stuff that's coming in here. Let me see. Junis is going to start the 7 o'clock game. We'll see how the first game goes for that one. But Junis is obviously a guy who's pitching very well right now. The Cleveland-Baltimore game is definitely interesting. We'll get to that one. And that's it. Let's move on, Jim.
Let's move on. I'm getting -135, which is not as good as we got line shopping. Where did I get line shopping?
For what? For Detroit? -123. Let me see if that line has moved to market. Well, part of that is that it has moved market-wide. It's up to like -130 at Pinnacle. When you grabbed it, it was -123. Now the best line you get would be -127 at the Greek.
Okay. So
all right. Okay. So let's move on, Jim. Let's move on to let's start with NHL, Jim. 3 massive favorites, right? Mm-hmm. 3 massive favorites tonight. I think that Pittsburgh, you know, we've been doing very well with Pittsburgh on these puck lines, pretty much. So obviously, Jim, an expert in NHL, you know, Pittsburgh absolutely dominated 3 of these games, and then one of the games they lost outright. Why did they lose that game outright, and what should we be expecting or afraid of here?
Well, the high-end top 6 talent on the Flyers is very good,
yeah,
and it can go up against the Penguins. The issue is that they don't have enough after that. Mm-hmm. And now we have Sidney Crosby here with 5 goals, 4 assists. He's a +8 in 4 games. And then you have Claude Giroux held to 1 assist, and he's a -7 in the 4-game series. And Giroux has to step up, and now there's just so much pressure on him with Couturier. The injury to Couturier is absolutely devastating. Mm-hmm. He's accompanied the team to Pittsburgh, but that's the problem. The problem is that when you have high-end talent that can go up against the Pens, they've got to play out of their minds. Mm-hmm. And Giroux is just and this is not the first time he's done it. And I don't dislike Giroux, but this is not the first time he's not showing up when the Flyers desperately need him. Mm-hmm. Also, the big difference is in goal. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just a huge, huge difference. Matt Murray's been absolutely excellent. He's turned it on in the playoffs, which we were not sure if he'd be able to. Mr. Gokster says Crosby's MVP of the playoffs so far. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Matt Murray, 1.27 goals against average, .948 save percentage. And then in the last 2 years, the Penguins are good when they can knock out an opponent. 8-5 when they had a chance to eliminate. 4-3 last year. We know how dominant they are at home. So Sana says that Patrick Hornqvist did take part in Pittsburgh's optional skate. But I capped this game expecting him to miss his 2nd straight game. It's an unspecified injury. Skooma Steve says Penn's puck line ground fruit, mm-hmm. and I agree. Mm-hmm. I really agree. This is the one. So when I first looked at the 3 games this morning, before I did like fully capping them, I thought, wow, I should take them all on the puck line. Mm-hmm. And I'm not taking the Predators on the puck line, and I'm not taking the Jets on the puck line, at least now. I'm taking the Penguins.
Okay, can I just say one comment? Miss J says, laugh my ass off, Pete Loshak for Best Director. Miss J, thank you so much for your positive comments on all these shows. You have no idea how much it means to me. Miss J, thank you so much. All right, enough of that, and let's get back to the pick. Yeah, Penguins, look, I bet it. If Philly wins outright, you know, and there are some comments coming in, as you would expect. I'm sure. You know, when I didn't even need to read these comments. I know that like 80% of them are going to say Pittsburgh is low hanging fruit. 20% of them are going to say that the Flyers have value.
But I don't see any Flyers.
There was one guy who said Flyers, Jalen Jones, and I remember because I saw him. Jalen Jones said Flyers, which doesn't surprise me that there's those comments coming in. I don't really have an argument against it.
Swiatek, straight out of Cleveland, a city I like very much as well. Not quite as much as Detroit, but Swiatek, great capper. He says, the series was over as soon as Couturier went down, and he's absolutely right. Here's Couturier, 25 years old. He can score. He can hit. He's up for the Selke Award. The Flyers have a bright, bright future with Couturier, but now he's going to try to play hurt. We don't know what it is, what the injury is, but he's just – there's no way he can play 100%. There's no way you want to go up against Sid Crosby with any kind of ailment. Yeah, the Penguins, this is easy.
Tormey, okay, just one final point on this game, then we'll move on. Tormey says Philly played with no energy in Game 4. I think the way they got blown out demoralized now. Is there a chance that Pittsburgh comes into this game thinking, all right, we got this series, it's in the bag. They get caught being a little bit lackadaisical and a little bit afraid of injury and looking ahead, and that the Flyers come in here and just leave everything on the ice and actually play better than expected?
Not at all. In fact, this could be the last year of this Penguins run. These guys are over 30. They're veterans, and they just don't allow – Crosby does not allow that thought process. He's such a talent. NHL's so lucky to have him. The Penguins are so lucky to have him. And in Game 2, so
NHL brass, NHL ownership, NHL hires up. Take note.
Yes. And Dwight says like Game 2. But Game 2 is different. You had a healthy Flyers squad, and you had Elliott, who'd been out for 2 months. He comes in, he gets lit up. There was a reasonable expectation for them, while they're healthy, to come out very hard and for Elliott to have a much better game. Here it's different. It's just different. The wind has been taken out of their sails. Their goaltending looks terrible. Couturier is hurt. Give me the Pens on the puck line.
Okay, plus 112. I bet it. I'm taking the Pens -1. I am, even though on this one I'm really tempted to just take the puck line, but I'm going to take the -1 line. Jim's going to take the Pens puck line plus 112. I'm taking the Pens -1. The money line is -250. Puck line is plus 112. If it loses, I'll be willing to eat that unit of loss. And I'm also thinking about, this is a 7 o'clock game. I'm also thinking about throwing on some first period, second period, third period type deals with the Pens as well.
Sorry.
First period, second period, third period type deals with the Pens as well.
Yes, I absolutely get it. I'm just going to keep it very simple. My playoff record is not being good. I'm just barely keeping myself above 30 units in overall in the season.
You're at 32. You're at 32. My playoff record's kicking ass.
Yes, you've been exceptional.
Kicking ass.
So I'm going to keep it simple with just the Penguins on the puck line at this point.
All right, moving on. The toughest one for me, I think, is Minnesota and Winnipeg. Injuries all around the ice for these two teams, right, Jim?
Yes, huge amount of injuries. You know what? Sorry, I hate to go back to this one more time, but what is the Flyers team total under?
I will check. While I'm checking that, why don't you talk about Minnesota-Winnipeg?
Just the Jets are missing a ton of pieces, and I can't take them on the puck line missing this many pieces. It's just that simple. I think they're an excellent hockey team. I think they will give the Predators trouble next round. But you have Kulikov, hasn't played since March 8th. Toby Enstrom has not played since March 23rd. So that was a lot. We started the playoffs with that. Now they lose Tyler Myers, doubtful in Game 5 because of lower body injury. And then you're like, oh, man, how can they keep playing well? Now they lose Josh Morrissey from the cross-check on Stahl for a 1-game suspension. My God, now the Wild are missing 2 important pieces in Suter and Parise. But this was an advantage that the Jets have early in this series. Is no longer an advantage. Now they look more beaten up than the Wild. And it's not that I don't think the Jets can easily take care of business. Mr. Gokster says Myers looks in. They all need him. They need him without Morrissey. Morrissey's playing 20 minutes a game. Just because of that, it's very difficult for me to take the Jets on the puck line. I was going to do it at first, but at this, it's a really low line. I mean, it's minus, right? And
I was thinking that that Minnesota might come out here a little bit strong, might steal the first period. What would you say to that?
I think that's very
possible, huh?
Play, yeah.
You think that would be possible?
Absolutely.
All right. Once again, to answer your question, Philly Flyers pinnacle right now, the team total under is 2.5 minus 135.
Wow. How do they score 3 goals in this game? They don't.
Well, maybe they score 3 goals. What if Pittsburgh goes up 5-1 or 6-1, and all of a sudden Pittsburgh's like it's over, Philly's like it's over, and they're like, let's put in a couple of late playoff goals here, and they chip one in, they chip another one in.
I'm going to keep an eye on that line. So what I would get team total under 2.5
minus 135. I would not take that one, Jim.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just me personally.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I'm not going to take it yet, but it's something I'm going to be thinking about.
All right, now let's move on to Colorado, Nashville. Now, Jim, look, in my personal opinion, Nashville is the better team of these two.
Definitely.
Minus 350, minus 330.
Ludicrous.
I mean, is this should they be this big of a favorite, Jim?
No. Well, yeah.
You think so?
Well, no, maybe not this big. But listen, if you are backing the Avalanche, I would rather have Surrey BC's Andrew Hammond in net than Jonathan Bernier in this game. Just this game, maybe right now at this point in the season. There's a reason why. Here. So Santa says Tyler Myers will return to action in Game 5. Well, that's interesting, and thank you for that information, you guys. Andrew Hammond did not look good in Belleville this year, and Mr. Gokster lives in Belleville, and he's already on Avs team total over. Ooh, interesting. Mr. Gokster, did you watch Hammond this year? Because his numbers were bad. Bad. 8-6-2, 3.34 goals against average, 900 save percentage. Bad. But he's 30 years old, and I remember so well in 2015 when he went on that monster tear. This is a goalie who can get hot.
I was thinking about an under on this one, Jim.
That's an interesting play. And Hartman's being suspended, but this is such a deep Predator team. They're just going to bring in Hartnell. They're going to bring in the hair and be just fine. Nashville's 15-2 in their last 17 playoff home games. I'm telling you, if you are backing the Avalanche, be excited to see Andrew Hammond in there. We know Bernier is going to allow 3 to 5 goals. Who knows what Hammond might do? In
fact, I'm putting it on there. Nashville under 6, minus 115, minus 115 at Intertops. Nashville under 6, minus 115. I'm taking it.
Under 6, minus 115. That's very, very interesting play. Rembo says it's 2018, Jimmy. But I'm telling you, Andrew Hammond's only 30 years old, Ren. There's no reason. I'm telling you, if I was back in the Avalanche, I would be like, oh, this is good for us. This is good that we have Hammond in goal. Because who knows? In that 2015, not that long ago, but I mean, 1.79 goals against average, 941 save percentage. We saw when he came in. Remember when he was brought up really late in the year, and he played against a good team, and he allowed the 2 goals in the first period, and then shut them down. This is the kind of thing that where the team will rally around the goaltender, and I think it's very exciting that Hammond's getting this up.
Very interesting stuff. A lot of comments that I would love to be addressing here. A lot of people saying that they like the under in the Jets game. A lot of people saying that they like the Jets. Mr. Gokster likes Jets minus 1.5. A lot of comments that I wanted to highlight here, but I can't quite find them. All right. So Jim, you've only given 1 pick, Penn's puck line. Any other picks you want to give in NHL?
No, not at this point. But there's something really exciting. What do you get on the Avalanche to steal Game 5?
To steal the game. To steal the game outright would be right now, line shopping, SBRI, plus 290 at the Greek is what we would give you. Plus 290 at the Greek is what we would give you.
God. I'm Max on the Avs plus 1.5. Roto Rooster says it's 5-2. Kate Paskey says Avs will be relaxed and the crowd won't bother them at all. They have a new goalie, get to watch some hottie sing, then catch Nashville, sleeping first period and sneak out the win. Ooh!
Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Colorado sneaks the first period win or plus a half goal or something. Al Mac, I'm on the Avs plus 1.5, plus 110. Molly Mal says Nash doesn't really score at home. Mr. Gokster says Hammond's not a bad goalie, but I'm not sure if he can stand a chance with the skill the Preds are going to run with. Justin seriously likes the third period over in this game. JK says Nashville at home is unbeatable. Donald Mao, Avs are terrible on the road though.
Paco Healy with you on the under 6.
Greg Schneider, I don't know if Avs will be able to win, but the Avs money line is worth a shot. Mr. Gokster likes Avs team total over. That's interesting. I don't know if I agree with that one. Let me see. Don Ricci, Preds puck line, low hanging fruit. Comments coming in. I'm just looking at this here. Let me see.
Greg Schneider says, I think Pete has the best read on this game. Nashville under 6.
I'm taking that the under 6. And there is a thought, just a thought. Although I really should just stick with my plays that I'm liking. Is maybe Colorado steals the first period, which they already have done in this series, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I really think that's very. I think the national play, or sorry, the Avalanche plays are very, very exciting. And then people are saying don't do it yet. I'm not going to do it yet. I'm going to spend some more time on it after. But Mr. Gokster made a spelling mistake. He meant the team total under.
Okay, that makes sense. Good. Yeah, I was thinking about that as well. Mally Mal says thinks Nashville wins 3-1. I'm thinking about national team total under. Thinking about national on. The Colorado. God, it is tough. The Colorado team total under. Thinking about Colorado to steal the first period. But as of right now, all I've given is the full game under 6. And Jim and I are both on Pittsburgh. I'm on the -1 line. Jim is on Penguins run line. Puck line plus 112. Let's now move on to an NBA, Jim.
Yes.
What about that?
I've had 2 very bad days. I'm 0-4 when I was flying high and believing in myself, and I'm going to get it back today. I was very uncomfortable with the card yesterday, and I need, when I come in focused with a plan, I succeed in NBA, and I'm here today with that plan.
Okay, listen, I believe it was probably like, the second month in the season or something when we gave the opinion that maybe we should just stop betting on Cavs games in general. That was something that we've been wanting to do pretty much since the beginning of the season, and we have failed at avoiding betting on Cavs games all the way up until their last game, where we did take shots with the over. It appeared to have over written all over it. The market got bet up from the opening line, and of course, everything went under. First quarter, first half, full game. Even the Oracle native queen was on the over in that one. First quarter, first half, and it lost. So here we are. The next game, Indiana is now a favorite at home against Cleveland. What do you think, Jim?
They should be.
Yeah.
They should be, and I'm on the Pacers. James had to shoot 17 for 24 for 46 points for the Cavs to win. Korver and J.R. Smith each did a great job on Oladipo. Are they capable of doing that again? I say no. Oladipo received 2 fouls in the first 62 seconds, had to go to the bench. Pacers committed 17 turnovers. It was the perfect storm for the Cavaliers to barely squeak out a win. That's what they need to have, to barely squeak out a win. God, that game's got to give the Pacers confidence. Cavs' game plan was simple. LeBron, go into the paint, be a bull, and either do it yourself or feed the three-point shooters outside. Simple plan, and I think that it's easy to know that that's coming tonight. And I'm definitely on the Pacers full game.
Okay, -1, -110 is what we can give you, Jim, right?
Sure. What would I get on the money line?
Money. Oh, really? You're going to make me find it? All right, let me see.
Yeah,
Let me see here. Oh, I don't mind. At Pinnacle, -116.
Yeah, I'll just take them to win outright. If it's a close game, I don't want to push.
Even at -1. All right, well, let me do a little bit of line chopping here for you. Then let me go to the money line screen and see if I can get a little bit better than -116, which I probably can. That's the line at Pinnacle. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, Jim. We can give you Heritage, -114. All right, we'll give you Indiana money line. Indiana money line, -114. That's the current line at Heritage. It's all over the place a little bit, but most places have that. All right, now.
I think this is simple. Now, I know there's almost no such thing in the NBA, but to me, this is simple. Everything went right for the Cavs, and they squeaked out a 3-point victory. This is easy. Now I know when you fade LeBron, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Okay, Toronto, Washington. I did not have a chance to look into this game in depth, looking at MMA and other things. What do you have to say about this one? Washington, a small favorite here.
Everything feels different in this playoff season for the Raptors. Everything feels different. Dwayne Casey said we're growing. I think our guys are developing a mental toughness that you have to be the favorite. Raptors started the game, I think, 7-3, scored 44 points in the first quarter. And when the Wizards came within 5 in the fourth, there was no panic. Raptors went on a 19-4 run. DeRozan scored a postseason best 37 points. Now we got our foot on their fucking throat and we fucking stomped. We fucking stomped.
Be careful with the camera, Jim. I'm kidding, right? Yes.
We fucking stomped. Gortat looks awful. We saw him getting bullied all season long by tons of centers, especially Howard and Embiid. He's getting bullied in this series. He only played 12 minutes. Wizards will go small, play Mike Scott at the 5. You think we have so much depth. We have so many ways to stop that. We out-rebounded them 48-34. If they put Scott at the 5, we're going to out-rebound them by 20. Bradley Beal, 11 for 28 from the field, 3 for 11 from 3. Now, I expect Beal to step up. He's a character guy. But, man, I'm on the Raptors with our foot on their throat. I want the money line.
The money line. Okay, well, right now the Raptors are a small underdog here. We'll do a little bit of line chopping for you here as well. And let's find the best money line here. Toronto, money line, plus 108 at Pinnacle. Money line, plus 108 at Pinnacle for Toronto. Now let's move on to, I'm going to get some comments in a second, Boston and Milwaukee. Kudos to Jim. A lot of times we give kudos to commenters when they give great calls and stuff, and we're going to give kudos right now to Jim for taking Boston confidently, not being wavered by people saying in the comment section saying they like Milwaukee, not being thrown off by the line movement. In Game 2, obviously Game 1 was very close, went to overtime. Jim said he really liked Boston in Game 2. A lot of people were liking Milwaukee in that one. Even I was liking Milwaukee, and I took him on the team total over, which did cash. Jim liked Boston. Jim cashed on that one. Jimmy the Bag, nice job. Now we have Boston here in Game 3 getting big points, although it's moved significantly since it opened at 6. Seemed like too many points at 6. Now it's 4.5 or 5. What's your read on this game?
My read is I have excellent news.
Yes, what's that?
Excellent news. I locked in
6
last night on a tweet.
Oh, shit.
I tagged Pete Loshak. I made it an official selection.
Nice.
I bet it as well at 6.
Nice. What was it, minus 110?
No, I got minus 105 at Pinnacle. But when I made my bet, because I bet this fight had to get minus 110.
Nice.
I got it at plus 6. Terry Rozier has torched Milwaukee's defense. 23 points in each of the first 2 games, 5.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds. They're a better team than the Bucks. You're going to give me 6 points? I'm going to take it. Eric Bledsoe's comments, pretending not to know who Terry Rozier is, are stupid. It's his 3rd year in the league. He's out of Louisville, and he's better than you. He's a better basketball player than you, Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe's been god-awful. Man, I'd hate to be a Bucks fan watching that asshole. Wasn't left the fucking Suns. What a fucking asshole. You get what you deserve. Rozier's going to fucking stomp on you again. We said Stevens would outcoach Prunty, and he has. Prunty keeps changing rotations, changing matchups. Players don't know if they're going to play 10 minutes or 40 minutes. Jabari Parker was playing 31.8 minutes, 6 games leading up, 19.5 points. Now he's played 25 minutes over the last 2 games. Prunty's a shit coach. We said the Bucks were terrible in the paint. They're on the boards, and it would hurt them, and it has. Celtics had 20 offensive boards for the first 2 games. Bucks have committed 35 turnovers. Man, you're going to give me 6 points? Now, yes, the Bucks could Game 3 at home. They could step up and ride some emotion and take. But if you're going to give me 6 points with this team that's better than the fucking Bucks, I'm going to take it.
All right, you're getting a lot of positive comments, a lot of support here. I'm going to get some comments here. Justin seriously says, Bucks basketball players complaining, Parker complaining, the bench is ass, no big man, coach is horrible. Paco Healy says, sharp, Jim Sharp. Underdog says, good breakdown, Jimmy, very, very nice. Let's see. Toon 2K. Okay, says Bucks. Oh yes, Bucks biggest fade. Toon 2K says Bucks biggest fade. Let me see. Tom Marino always good for a contrarian point, if not necessarily a pick on the other side. But I love Tom Marino's always contrarian points. He said if Boston has foul issues with Milwaukee getting the calls down 0-2, which is possible, they have no depth other than Morris. We'll get to that comment in a second. Let me just review other things. Let's see. Jalen Jones says Prunty ruining Bucks. Tom Marino, Tomor again. Milwaukee was a completely different team at home. I think they cover here. Bledsoe got destroyed by Rozier in Game 2. I think he bounces back here. Paco Healy, Boston tonight is in a good spot. J Scum, I think Boston might win outright. They have the coaching edge in this series. Let's see. Not applicable. Go ahead.
Also, hey, Babano, the $100 you're going to have to send me when the Celtics win the series, I'm going to spend on weed. I'm going to spend it all on weed. I'm going to spend it on expensive weed, too. I'm going to get the best fucking hydro. I'm going to roll a big old blunt, and I'm going to shoot a little video thanking you. Thanking you.
All right. Gil Gates says Boston money line. King Rail, I had the Boston Celtics with you. Greg Schneider, ride the Boston train. Everyone seeming to be liking you.
Major Key Alert says, Tomor, I think the Bucks take this one. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. But if you're going to give me 6 points, I'm going to take it.
Interesting shit. Interesting shit. Let me see. Other comments coming in that are.
Oh yes, Dan Kelly. Sorry, and we went over it. I'm so excited to get to this basketball stuff because I had plays on each game. I'm gonna go up. If you went,
and here's one quick comment from King Rail. Says you guys have to in-play NBA playoffs. I've been doing this for years. That's where you make money. That's a great point, King Rail. Absolutely. If you have the time and you have the experience to do that. In play can have the best betting value by far, much better than pregame lines. Great point, King Rail. Once again, King Rail says you guys have to in-play NBA playoffs. I've been doing this for years. That's where you make your money. Great point, King Rail.
And this is perfectly timed with King Rail and Dan Kelly. God, we get to run with such great cappers. Dan Kelly, 2 best possible bets tonight. If Toronto or Indiana are losing at the half, get them on the second half. And he's on NBA straight bet. Indiana -1 and -110. NBA first half straight bet. First half on Boston 3.5 at -110. And then here he's got NBA total over 52 in the fourth quarter, and that's Celtics versus Bucks. And he's got second quarter Pacers at -110, second quarter Raptors at -110, and fourth quarter Raptors -110. Exciting.
Okay, a lot of people agreeing with King Rail. Elio Rodriguez says, I've been saying it, live is the best. Scotty Rock Forever says, live bet is straight cash homie. Live bet is straight cash homie. That comes from Scotty Rock Forever. All right. Oh, and there you go. Major key alert. Live betting is best betting. Just know the dynamics so you can succeed. Yes, definitely. To anyone who's going to start live betting for the first time, my strong recommendation is start off slow. You know, don't bite off more than you can chew. Get used to it, and the big thing to keep in mind is make sure that you don't wind up over betting whatever edges you have, because you can very quickly wind up with a ton of money on a game, way too much money than you want to be having on an outcome, and that's what you want to avoid with the live betting, because there's so many more betting opportunities when you're live betting.
And it's so exciting.
Yes,
that's the problem. It's so exciting that, and I've made the mistake too. It's just so exciting, and you see, oh, I've got this edge. I've got this edge. For instance. Live betting mistake, big mistake, was I made on the Final Four when Kansas was down, whatever, they were down early. I was getting plus 15.5, and I was like, oh my God, you're gonna hand me plus 15.5, and I bet a bunch on it, and they lost by 16, and I just got too excited. I got too excited. So there's nothing more exciting than these live bets. So you just got to kind of take a deep breath and make sure you don't.
Shout out to Chi-Town Beatdown from Chicago, who might be my best friend in the entire world. Likes over in the Boston game, and he says it's getting bet up. Why is it low? All right, so I have no picks in the NBA as of right now. Jim has picks on all three games. Indiana money line -114, Raptors money line +108, and he tweeted out Boston +6 -105 last night. It's now down to 5 or 4.5, which is just great to see. Guarantees nothing, but it's nice to see.
Guarantees nothing, but yes. I was so excited to tell you.
Yes. Oh, very nicely done, Jimmy. The bag. Look at that. He gets it. Look at this show. Jim gets excited to tell me when he tweeted something out and beat a line move. That's a dude born to do it. In the blood. In the blood. All right, Jim. I think we can wrap this show up. It's been a great show. It's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
All right. So once again, I'm not going to review all the MLB picks and all the NHL picks, but in the NBA, once again, Jim's on Indiana money line, Toronto money line, and Boston +6. We will be back at 6 o'clock Eastern time, whether it's the old way or doing it this way again. And we're going to review all the line moves, go over all the analysis of the games again, and maybe add a few picks to our official slate of games for the last show of the week. And I think I'm going to have a UFC segment as well. Should be a good show at 6 o'clock Eastern time, even if it might once again sound like we're deep inside of a cave talking inside of a cave. The jokes still work. The jokes still work. The analysis still works. The handicapping still works. The camaraderie still works. Everything still works. All right. See you at 6 o'clock Eastern.